You know, it's actually gone pretty well. Hello and welcome back everybody to Venice, the beautiful city of Venice in our Roberto De Zerbi recreation series. Feels so good to say that. I'm so glad to be back here recording. Could be the last ever recording in my current location. Going to be moving house next week. So, yeah. But this will probably come out after that, so it doesn't really matter. I guess as you're watching this, forget that. Doesn't matter. Because I would have moved already. See, off camera, you have missed the 3 league matches, a 3-1 defeat to Fiorentina, a red card. First of all, yeah, in these 3 matches, I matched up our formation to theirs the entire time, the way that we sort of did it in the last episode, just to see if it would keep working really more than anything, or see if we keep doing it. Now, Fiorentina had a few issues. One, I didn't match up the formation as I originally said I would. I think they played a 4-2-3-1, which meant I should have played a 4-3-3, but I didn't. I played a different formation. I think I played the 4-2-3-1 against them with the high CMs, which didn't really work. Out of possession, in possession it was fine, as you can see here, but what really cost us the game was this red card. It was 1-1 as the red card happened, so I did sell more red cards last year, and there you go, it's cost us at least a point, probably cost us 3, because I think we were looking pretty strong before the red card. Once I realised that how we need to stop them, which I went back to the 4-3-3 later on, but it was too late. Red card happened, game over, 3-1 to Fiorentina. Okay, then we played against Salernitana. They were doing really well. They were top form when we played against them. 0-0 draw. We did a really good job against them out of possession. As you can see here, nothing created, not a single clear-cut chance or a single half chance. Now, we didn't create much either, but we've just been promoted. We're the away side, and we did create 3 half chances with slightly more XG than them. So, do you know what? Considering they were a good team in good form at this time anyway, in this save, I don't know how good their team really is, but they're doing really well so far. And yeah, 0-0 draw in that game. Yeah, then in our final game here, we won 2-1, pretty comfortable, I would say. We were the better side throughout the game. We stopped them creating attacks all the way through. And yeah, we matched up their formation with the 4-2-3-1 against the 4-3-3. And we beat them pretty comprehensively in the stats of the game and the way the game went. Right, that brings us to the current league table. What's noticeable here is we've conceded 10 goals in 9, okay? But that is the 5th best defensive record in Italy for a team that's just been promoted. With the tactic like ours and the style of football and playing philosophy like ours, that's pretty good, I would say. If I didn't match up the formations, if I didn't do that, I think that would be significantly worse defensively. That is purely from us being able to recognise what they're playing, stopping them playing out easily against us and making life difficult for them. That's the result of that. I would love to have actually saved... I have got a save file at the end of the last season, but not at the start of this. I would love to have just maybe done a soak test, although it'd be different because you're holidaying matches. But I would love to have just soaked the season and seen how much worse defensively it would be just going 4-2-3-1 versus their formation each time. I think it would be a lot worse, but again, it would be holiday. We wouldn't be playing the matches, but yeah, interesting. Only 10 goals conceded, pretty good from us. Obviously, Bologna are top of the league right now and tearing up the book a little bit. Big undefeated record so far. Although when it's a team that's not expected to be up there, and they're up there, and they've not lost a game yet, I sort of feel like once they lose a game, they'll fall away a little bit. But you never know. Let's see what happens. Stranger things have happened, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's episode, we are going to play AC Milan, Lazio, and Atalanta in this one. It's going to be 3 big games against 3 big teams, 2 of them away. Luckily, we did get a win going into this one. So if we do lose to Milan, it gives us a chance against Lazio, not having lost, multiple games in a row. So we'll see how this all pans out. Making 2 changes to the team. Every time Borges comes on, he looks really threatening, really good, and he's got himself a goal without even starting a game yet. He's looked pretty good. And Varella's just got 0 goals, 0 assists from his games from us. And I just feel like that it's time for Borges to play. Now, this one isn't as nailed on for me. Nicola Drassoldi did score in his last game, actually. But we're playing Milan away. And I just want to see Samu start some matches. Because if I keep playing, and Drassoldi does keep scoring, I'm not going to play Samu. And that's going to be another club that never going to loan us a player again. Which may not matter, but who knows. But I want to give him a chance now. It's a tough ask against Milan away. And potentially Lazio away. I'm definitely going to play Tresoldi in that game. I might play Tresoldi against Lazio as well. But I want to give Samu a game just while... I want to give Samu a game while there's an opportunity to play him. So we're going to go with that. Because it seems largely been playing pretty well. That's the only thing. I haven't tweaked the in-possession stuff for the wingers yet on Sit Narrower. Although I have... I think last time we did take it off, it looks better. So I probably should be taking this off by default. But I keep leaving it on. And I don't know. At times I feel like that they might go narrow a bit too much. I think inside forward is about right. We'll try that with them on, then we'll sit narrower. And everything else should stay exactly the same, I think. And we'll go into the next game then. We'll get straight into it against Milan. We will bring some De Zerbi analysis back into the episodes a bit later in the season. For now, I'm sort of interested from an FM perspective, looking at how we are doing tactically against teams matching ourselves up. I'm sort of interested to see how that works. The only downside, if against the 4-3-3, I'm even changing our formation, even in that situation. Yeah, the next time we play against a 4-3-3, where it's one pivot against our 10, then two CMs versus our two CDMs, as it were, I think we need to try and play this formation against it and try and maybe tweak the roles or the not the roles, but some of the instructions on the players, because I don't want to have to change from this pretty much every game. That is our base formation. But it might get to a stage where, like, you know, when we play against teams that are better than us, we can just plug in our philosophy, our way of playing, and they can deal with it. It could be a case of that. I don't want to completely change our formation every game. We're not. The thing is, though, what we're crucially doing is we are hardly ever changing our in-possession formation, are we? We're always building the same way. We're always attacking the same way. All that we're changing here is how we defend out of possession. That's the only thing we're changing. We're still getting the same rotation, same position, same formations, loosely in possession. It all stays the same. It's only out of possession with this effect. But I don't know. Feels like a lot to be changing at each game, but that might be the way that we do better. I did say about trying to find a way. I did say about trying to find a way to overachieve, right? And it could be doing this. So we'll see. Assistant manager says, "Sure, everybody, the recent praise is justified." Okay. AC Milan are going to play, I think, a 4-3-3 they are. So this is a good test, right? So do I play the high 4-2-3-1 against them, or do we try and keep it with the deeper ones? They just sit too far off at times. I just feel like they're going to sit off too much. Unless we do a bit of that and a bit of this. Let's try that initially and see if they latch onto them a bit better and see if we can, with a bit of opposition analysis. Maybe we go these two here when we go trigger press, definitely. But really, what it is tight marking is what we want on these players. That's what we want. We'll go a bit of that when they eventually play. They don't waste it. They're taking the draw against the mighty Venezia. There we go, lads. AC Milan fancy none of this. Right, they're going to play out. They're going to go backwards here. Good. Samu's going to let the goalkeeper have it. Okay. Centre-back's going to be free. So he can engage a little bit, but don't let that be an open pass. That's fine. Now you need to track back. No, see, if you're going to go, you've got to get back. You can't do that. Let us down there. And that's going to be a free kick to us. Now let's see how we build here. We're on full match to see what happens here. So Aguero into Muslija. Muslija gets it. Plays it into Naumann. Into Ellison, who's completely free. He's attracted the attention of both central midfielders. So if they're both here, that means there's a free... Yeah, look at this. Look at that. There's no gap for any screening whatsoever. Let's go in here. Let's try and get it in here. Okay, we're not going to. Now we've sort of killed our own chance, but he's like completely open. Facundo says, "Give me the ball, lads. Look, I'm here, lads. I'm here. Can I have it, please? I'll have it." And now I'm marked a little bit, but we're still here. I mean, we could have worked it into him, surely. Oh, lads. Lads, what are we doing? The gap was there. Right, now he's open. And he still does... Okay, right. Okay, push us. You do you, mate. You do you. That's fine. We better not lose the ball here. Right back's now open. Good. 2v1 on the right. Good. That's fine. You've got to eventually try and find somebody. Ah, come on, lads. That's... I mean, you can see where... Surely, eventually, we're going to do them on this, because they're leaving options for us left, right, and centre. Naumann gets it into Borges, who was onside. Gets fouled. Referee, thank you. Naumann into Samu. Big Samu up front. He's going to control it. Brings back into Naumann. Naumann gets it. Goes... back, does he? He goes back into Samu, who's got to take a touch. Cross it far post. Pushas goes down. Periodi gets it. Oh, he's nearly fouled. Ellison turns on it. Good turn. Love that from Ellison. That was brilliant, by the way. Pushas crosses it far post. Borges, far post, headed away corner. Okay, let's see how we match up then. So, we are looking at their central field players who are... Double check this. Loftus-Cheek, one of them, did it say? Yeah. Loftus-Cheek and... Reinders here? Yeah, Reinders, Loftus-Cheek's watching these two. So, okay... They got out through Loftus-Cheek. It was from a set piece, but that's the kind of stuff we don't want to see, right? Okay, we turn over the ball. They've just gone direct. Oh, they've got a bit lucky with that. Big tackle, but they get themselves running away. We've got players out the attack, out of the play for us to defend that, but we get there. Naumann gets it, plays the Papetti. Good. Facundo is going to be free. If you can just go here, if we can start to just be a bit more ambitious with our passes, I mean, that is ambitious to say the least. Right, okay, now Facundo, can we get on it? Easy. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he was so far open, we pass it straight out of play. Okay, throw it into their winger. Centre mids, lads, watch the centre mids. And the number 10. I could move Facundo to the middle, by the way. I could do this, just so that he does... So that's the dilemma, right? He's in possession, he's completely free all the time. But out of possession, he's not going to stick onto his DM, I guess, as much. But I could probably try and get around that with an opposition instruction. If we just go If we just set a bit of this on him and see if he can, and maybe we can go on to his actual stuff. Let's go, yeah, marked out a tackle harder on him as well. Might draw the old red card doing this, but who cares? Okay, Masliga gets it. Plays it back to Ogweni, who's going to take some touches. Goes back to the goalkeeper, okay. So watching Facundo again, because he's always in space here. Like, when it's on that side, they're trying to compact the space, and they're leaving him completely free. So, I mean, we just need to try and get the ball into somebody here. I mean, you could probably go to like a back five, just so you've got the extra player to play around the back, and then go straight into him. You could, maybe a half-back could be good here. Could be that. Just to help play through. Because although the gaps that they're open, we're not playing them. We're not confident enough to play through them at times, so we might need to help the defence out a bit just to get the ball into Facundo at times. It's more when we've got the ball locked into the right, we progress it to the left. That's when he's open. Like, he's not open right now, but now he's not open here though. Look at this. Like, if the striker was just positioned here, we could be going straight in behind. Do I offset the striker? Oh, it doesn't matter. Borges going through. Go on, Borges. On you go, son. Oh, it was close. Okay, so right after that highlight finishes, let's watch the central field players here. Look how tightly they're being marked here. Facundo's on him, but then as soon as he goes here, somebody's on a centre mid, and somebody is on the pivot immediately, which is fantastic. Like, that's the picture we want. That's what we want. So if I can keep the 4-2-3-1 deep, let's call it, and be able to get this picture against the 4-3-3, then we don't need to change to the high 4-3-3. There'll be some matches where it's just not working. Maybe they've got a deep line playmaker as one of their central field players, and he's dropping quite deep to get the ball. Maybe that's when you need to go and have a CM to go and follow them a bit better. But right now, this looks pretty good to me. Okay, it's 0 at half time. They've had 0 shots on goal, by the way. They've had 0 shots on goal. So I'm a bit hesitant to do this, but I feel like that we've only had 2. And I feel like when you get into these kind of games, that more often than not, they get a deflected shot, they get a corner, right? That happens in football, that than Football Manager, but it happens in football generally when you get to these sort of games. I feel like that we need to either try and get Facundo the ball, or I need to offset the striker with AM. So it's basically like almost like a 4-4-2 now in possession a bit, the way that it'll look. Just that when the ball's progressed to the left, they're shoved over to the left. If we then switch it to the right, there's an easy pass into the striker. Maybe they go straight in behind. I don't quite know how they're going to play it to him. But so maybe if he did that, though, I'd probably have to make him a more of a link role. So maybe this. So he just comes, gets on it, helps us get out. It's either that, or what I do is I keep him the same. And I change Ellison to a halfback so that he comes and helps make a 3. And then we're able to progress. When we have like effectively a 5 when we're building, is it goes around the 5 and it goes from Ellison into Facundo. I honestly don't know which one's best. I'm tempted to leave Ellison as where he is just because it's working how it is. If I change him to halfback, every time we turn over the ball, he's going to be a lot further back than he is right now. So that might mess up transitions. So I think the safest thing to do would be to do this. And I think he's on attack duty, isn't he? So maybe complete forward attack. Try and keep him on attack duty somehow. We'll go with that and see how that goes. Okay, Milan have this. Central field player plays it straight into the left back. Pushas gets it, goes wide with it. He's going to hopefully try and release this. Somebody does. Perini gets it, cuts inside, drives inside with it, goes wide, plays across. Facundo! Oh, the keeper saved it! Oh, it was a chance. That's the chance we're looking for. Away to Milan, first season in the Serie A. That's the kind of chance you're looking for. And unfortunately, we missed it, but that was a really good bit of play from us there. Going to take off Borges. The highlights just started, by the way. This could be anything. I'm going to put Varela on as a sub on the right-hand side. We're going to change the strikers as well. And we'll leave ourselves one sub for later on in the game if we need it, as they might get a chance from this because the highlight had just started. Here we go. What's going to happen here? Pretty good. I mean, Loftus-Cheek got out. They got out through their centre mid. So that's the key, right? Against the 4-3-3, we've got to try and stop them playing out through their centre midfield players. If they play out through their centre midfield players, that's how they create attacks against us, and that's how they got out. Are we going to get punished for it? Is the question. It's still going. It's still going. Oh, we nearly won it there. Ah, they're going to get out again. Attack continues. Attack continues. Good save from the goalkeeper. Okay, free kick for us. Ogweni plays it into Hoylands, who's going to play it across, hopefully, to the centre-back. Okay, can we get Facundo on the ball? So maybe... Oh, sorry, Masliga, isn't it? See, maybe Masliga needs to come and get it as well. Like I spoke about the striker trying to come and get it when he's in those areas. Maybe the left AMC does too. Because he's got the option to come and get that, right? Like, if he came and got the ball a bit more, it might actually work a bit better. Tell you what, let's do that. Let's not do the right-hand side. Let's try and focus it on the left, like we did a second ago in the first half. But let's not make him an advanced playmaker support. So hopefully he'll come and get the ball a bit more. And still be in that sort of overloaded position that he gets himself into. And the last one I'm going to make, I think Ellison off. We'll put El Fadli in there for an extra defensive pivot player that's going to be slightly better defensively and fresh for the last 20 minutes. There's a last-second highlight. It is literally the last kick of the game. This is going to be whoever gets the chance. It's going to be a highlight. I'm devastated already because we both know what's going to happen here. Everybody knows what's going to happen here. There you go. There you go. Wow, there you go. Like, if you're watching this, you can see here how tactically we did really, really well. We stopped them playing. We created chances. We looked dangerous. If we could have found the ball to the left AMC a bit more, we would have definitely won the game. It's just one of those cases where we don't quite have good enough players to make our tactical plan work and result in a win for us away to Milan, even get a draw, because that is honestly the most undeserved win. I think in all my time watching FM matches, like their XG now is 1.24. It obviously was nowhere near that before the penalty. Like, that was probably the best performance I've seen from a human team against an AI team and then not get anything for it, because defensively we did everything that we could do to stop them all through the match. They got through once. Like, not the penalty, they got through once and had a chance. And, yeah. Hard to take, ladies and gentlemen. That is really hard to accept because they did not deserve that at all. We did not deserve a defeat, but that is what's happened. Last second of the game, I can't believe it's done that to us there, but there you are. Sickening, that is. Sickening. Right, okay, I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Lazio. They will be playing a different formation. They'll be playing a... Oh, no, they won't. 4-3-3 again. So, let's do the same thing again against them. But let's try and figure out a way to try and get that left AMC the ball a bit more. Maybe we go to a different number 10 type role early on. We'll have to consider it. But okay, I'll see you in a few days anyway for the game against Lazio. Okay, so the same exact team is going to play, except we're going to make a change at striker. Tresoldi's going to come back in, which is going to be good. And the other thing that's going to change is we're going to have Calisto going to right back because Naumann is suspended. Apart from that, same exact team, same exact formation we're against. We'll see how we get on against Lazio, who are currently second in the league, incidentally. So there you go. Assistant manager says, BD have given you a lot of credit lately. Got them put a worthy display. Okay, and we are going to go and do the same stuff. Okay, so Facundo is going to be advanced playmaker support on Rome from position. So we'll try and get him on the ball early on and see if we can make that work. Apart from that, same exact thing, really. We'll see how we go. Pierini gets it, plays into Tresoldi, into Ellison. He's going to get it back to Pierini. Takes a touch, plays into Tresoldi. He's got to shoot, he's got to shoot. Keeper saved it. Like, can you imagine, like, the last game we had a chance, and this game we had a chance. If we can have a bit more... If we have a bit more clinical finishing up front, we could be in those games where it's, like, basically low XG for both teams. We could start winning those games. That'd be amazing. Like, naturally, we're going to get... You know, we're going to improve. Players are going to improve. They're going to develop themselves, the players that we do have. And we're going to bring in better players every year that goes by, right? So it's going to get better naturally. But like just this season, oh no. Immobile goes through, plays it wide. They're going to get a chance here, potentially across it. It's got to be one. Left back. Got to do better there, please. Pepetti plays it across to Ogwene. He's got right back open. So we've gone left to right. Muslija gets it and says, see you later, lads. Muslija, though, is not our number 10. He's a playmaker. But is he got injured? Oh, who's injured there? Who's got the orange? Is that... It's their player. Muslija's fine. Okay, good. Tresoldi gets it. Plays it into Borges, into Ellison. He's got time. Plays it to Puzchaz. Into Facundo. Facundo scores! It's 1-0. Come on! We got the goal. We needed that. We got ourselves the goal this time. And I think Lazio had a bit of trouble here because if we can defend the way that we did for 97 minutes of the last game, but not the 98th minute, we got a chance here. Or whatever it was in the last game. So, yeah, good start. 1-0. It feels like a real game of football, this does. Like when you're doing this tactical stuff. Like, what are they going to do here? They're in a bit of trouble. Why did you drop off? What are we doing here? Facundo, what are we doing? Nah. Oh, they've got out because of that. Right, Pepetti wins it. Pierini. Oh, 2v2. He's going to go himself. Pierini. He's going to draw the foul, is he? He's going to draw a foul, I think. He's drawn a big challenge from Felipe Anderson. And I don't know what they can do here. Galazzo have got the ball here. So let's watch... That's their two centre-backs here, so we're looking good. Let's just double-check their team here a second, who their central players are, just so that everybody knows who it actually is. So their two CMs right now, because of an injury, is going to be Guendouzi and Vecino. Those are their two CMs, so Vecino and Guendouzi. So they've got, where are they here? Vecino and Guendouzi are both pretty high. So you've got Muslija and Ellison, my two pivots are here, so they should be marking them pretty closely. Do not mark this player. That's their CDM, right? So that should be Facundo's job. Facundo, drop on here. What are we doing here? Right, we don't need to have... I'm going to take this off, prevent goalkeeper distribution, because we don't ever need it, I don't think. The reason I leave it on is that in the games where we're the better team, and I don't really change anything tactically, which hasn't really happened yet in this league, they will just engage them as high as possible. Because even with that setting on, as you can see, even though I've got the maximum pressing setting on and that on, there's still going to be times where depending on the situation, they're not going to press the absolute maximum. So there's times where I would like them to go even further and press more than the game is actually allowing me to do at the moment. So even though I've got the maximum stuff on, you've got to actually look at how they're doing, because they're still not pressing, I would say, in a unrealistic way to how Brighton do, even with our settings on. They do still set quite a rigid line of engagement at times that isn't quite as high as maybe you would think looking at the tactics screen. You've got to be careful of that when you're doing your tactics. You've got to look at how it's playing in the match engine rather than what it says on the tin. And we go through, we should have scored again. That should be 2. Oh, that should be 2. What are we doing? Right, free kick. They play straight into Vecino because we're not tight enough on him, Musleja. But we are now. Ellison is here. Okay, so we need to get... they're going to play it to their pivot player. Oh, they're not good. Okay, can you please go... So that's the dilemma, right? Out of possession, Facundo is defending almost like a 3, isn't he? Like with these at times. And nobody is on the pivot. So he needs to really be here on Cataldi. Let Tresoldi deal with the 2 centre-backs and the goalkeeper. That's his job. He can occupy this. You just stay on him. You need to step up a lot higher onto him, and you need to move across a bit onto him. Not too much yet, because that's not really going to be able to be played. But I'd like to see, in case that would have gone back into here, he needs to be a bit higher, Musleja. So if I do this, we lose him being wide, don't we? That's what we lose. We lose him being so open and wide. Maybe a bit moving the channels on the AMC, maybe. Bit of that. And like he's on a support duty as well, so I guess that's also affecting where he's going. That's why I like him on an attack duty, is that... See, the duty is going to affect him a bit in possession, out of possession, how he defends. So he's defending like this because he's on a support duty as well, right? He's offset to the left and he's on a support duty, so he's defending with these a bit more, being a bit more compact with midfield players, which obviously we don't really want. We want him to just stay on this guy, just stay on him the whole time. Obviously, it doesn't mean he has to actually like stick to him. Like in this scenario here, like if that's your man there, Facundo could be like here, where he's helping screen it into here, but also it's never going to go there because he's too close. But the fact that he's just completely open, like they could go bang, bang, and they're out if they wanted to, but they go to somebody else anyway. Guendouzi gets it. Oh, it's gone across to Vecino. He's going to get a shot away. Calasso, big tackle of that. Springing the counter. Facundo gets it. Tresoldi into Perini. He's not got the express pace to beat players, but he's really good at dribbling with the ball. Perini still has it. Plays into Facundo. Facundo back to Puschaz. Gets a shot away. Keeper saves. Musleja far post. Headed away. Borges is going to get to this, brings it down, plays it across. Now does he? He's going to shoot himself. He shoots himself and he scores, and he's done it. Borges has done it from the start. He's come off the bench and scored. He's now scored from the start. What a player he is. He's going to be our starting winger for the foreseeable future, and it's 2-0. Yeah, let's just see this again. It goes across. Borges brings it down really well. Gets a shot on his left foot. Like, even though he is right-footed, he does get the odd shot on his left, and he scores. I do like Borges. He'll have the odd, I guess, game where he's not as effective. He doesn't have quite as good of a game, but everybody that plays on the right wing does that for us. So if he's having the odd game where he doesn't play as well, but he's still having the odd game where he plays really well, that's better than what we had before, so it's still good. Okay, I'll say go up another gear in the second half, because I expect they're going to really come after us at some point. They might even change their formation. Yeah, they've gone to a 4-2-2 now, so they've changed their tactic completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to match that up very nicely. Thank you very much. We are going to go to a bit of this, I think. And what we're going to say is their back 2 can have it. Your back 2 can have it. Trigger press, never. Tackling, easy. They can have it, but we're going to make sure that we are on your pivots with our 2, I guess, AMCs, you want to call them, our 2 forward strikers. It's basically a 4-4-2, right, is what we're playing. See, now, with these settings, right, with it being on high press, with it being trigger press more often, but having them in the AMC strata, that is just basically now us playing a mid-block in a 4-4-2. Now, I can get a mid-block 4-4-2 from this, or I could play them at striker and literally change it to mid-block. I'm going to try and keep all the settings the same and do it this way. This is what I'm trying to say to people, that like you can create the same style in totally different ways. This is effectively going to be a mid-block. If you watch how they defend in the match engine right now, this is going to be like a mid-block, but when somebody goes to press the centre-backs, it's probably going to be the wingers that do it, not the 2 players in the middle. So it's like trying to create a different pressing trap in the mid-block. So yeah, when you see somebody say, if you're doing a recreation, somebody says, oh wow, De Zerbi doesn't do prevent goalkeeper distribution. Well, it's like, well, great, but what's happening in the match engine? Because that's the question. That is the question, right? What is it doing in the match engine? That's what you're going to see now. You're going to see a mid-block with our 2 wingers pressing the back line effectively right here. So they're going to cover the pivots, the 2 strikers, as it were. The 2 centre-backs and the goalkeeper spare. The wingers are on the full-backs. Our full-backs are on their wingers. And that then leaves us with our 2 centre-backs and our 2 CDMs to take care of the 2 strikers. That's what we've got here, is we've got 2 behind, 2 in front, 2 to screen, 2 behind. So, I mean, you could go 1, so he's really in there to help Mark make it a 3v2. You could go with 3 at the back here. We're going to keep it the same behind just for now and go with that. We'll make a change here as well, I guess. Calaso's struggling a bit fitness-wise. We'll take him off and we'll throw on Fredericks on the right-hand side. And that's going to be our second change of the game. This highlight's going to happen before the changes. They might get us from their tactical change before we can affect it. So, yeah, let's see what they do. Again, this is before our tactical change, so they're going to get out. They're going to get out quite easily there. They're going to go round us like we're not even there. Not good. Oh, please don't let them score. Oh, it's so gutting. Before our change has even bloody taken effect, it's 2-1. I don't know how this could be anybody's highlight. They go long early. We're going to win this. Push Charles does. Is he going to lose it? No. He does now. That gives it away. And they might counter us here while we're being caught in, not really in our shape, is it? It's because it's gone from a corner. And they go through. Chenna goes through. It's 2-2. Gutting. I can't believe this. We're going to get done, aren't we? We're going to get done here. So the back can have it. That's fine. Just stay on the pivots. Just stay on the pivots. Don't let him get through the pivots. So that's fine because he's offside there. When he gets it, what's he going to pass it? He's going to pass it off Adley. Off Adley has it. Plays it into Borges, who's onside, actually. He's going to run away with it. It's far post if he wants it. Doesn't want it. Goes inside. Plays it across Facundo, and it's over the bar. And there you are. Finishes 2-2. Now, I think that's 2 brilliant performances from us. Like we played really well in those games. They got fortunate by scoring the goal before our changes kicked in, and then on a counter-attack from a corner. So you've got to look at intention versus outcome, right? Like the outcome was a 2-2 draw. We threw away a 2-goal lead, on paper. But how those goals came about had nothing really to do with our tactical changes. 1 was before our tactical changes, and 2 was the counter from a corner. So we can't really affect too much, right? So in the grand scheme of things, that was another really good positive performance. And like next year, that's going to be a win. Slightly better players. I think that there's no doubt that those 2 matches, that's probably 4 points instead of 1, right? Maybe 6, who knows? Probably not 6. We probably would have dropped points in one of them. But it definitely wouldn't be 1. Minimum, I think, 2. Probably, though, 4 is what I would expect. Yeah, really good stuff from the boys. I'm actually quite pleased with that in principle, despite the fact that we threw away a 2-goal lead. We looked really good against, a team that was second in the league. That was the second best team in the league, away from home. And at half-time, we'd battered them. We were 2-0 up at half-time, and they had to change their tactic to try and get back into the game. So, really good stuff from us. Shame that the change didn't happen before that highlight. It's hard to accept sometimes, but that is what it is. Okay, I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Atalanta, who are going to apply a 3 at the back. Okay, we go then. Game against Atalanta. We are going to apply the same team, except for the Papetti is out suspenders. He comes out. Naman goes in at centre-back. Everybody else is exactly the same. So let's go into the game and see how we get on against a 3 at the back system. So what we'll do is play our strikerless version against them, right? System manager says, media comment again. Get a bit lazy with that, system manager. So we're going to do this against them because when they play their 3... Oh, okay. So, it's a bit different. Okay, so it's a 1 and a 2. And there's 2 here. Okay, so we need to play this differently. So we need 2 CMs and a CDM, I think, here. Oh, okay, this is a bit different. Yeah, we need 1 in the middle here. Okay, I guess we're going to go to this because I want my 2 wingers to press their 3. I want my 4 backs to take care of their wing backs. My 2 CMs will take care of their strikers, and we've got their 3 versus 3. Now, it's quite aggressive. It means that my striker's spare. So what I don't want my striker to do is press anybody. I want him to just screen and make things difficult. Screen and flow with the play, really. So I could make him a pressing forward defend, I guess in theory. Like, we could maybe do that. So he just drops off, gets out the way, play from there. But yeah, we definitely want to do a bit of this again. So I want a high press on because I want the wingers to go, but I don't want the striker really. So maybe it is the best thing to do is that. That does seem like it might be the best way to go. What's likely going to happen is that he's going to pick up a pivot. He'll pick up a pivot, or him, and one of the CMs will be spare. And they'll just help go around and help us screen. So, but between these 3, one of them should be spare. The other 2 should pick up the pivots. And the spare one should be pressing anybody unless they have to. But of course, like in the back line, they should be pressing anybody. They should be floating around screening, making things difficult, trying to help create overloads in our favour and compact spaces. That's what they should be doing. So we'll start off like that, and we'll see how that goes. And then in possession, though, is the shadow striker going to make it too passive? That's the other concern. We must be able to create chances, of course. That is going to be always the concern when you've got to... When one decision makes a difference to both sides of the ball. Right, let's watch this then. So they go into their striker. Let's see them play out from him. They go backwards. Okay, so only the wingers should be pressing the centre-back. So if the winger is back here, for whatever reason, nobody should be engaging. Everybody else, though, should be man-marked. Like, what is that? What is that, Muslija? What is this? Right, okay, let's watch this again. Is he picked up? No, right. Problem instantly. So, I mean, you go into that. I mean, it could be something like that, I guess. We could try that. Okay, so free kick here for them. Instantly, Muslija gets to it, but he's gone on the centre back. And he's gambled on it. I mean, if he gambles on it, it's there. That's fine. It's just that as a principle, he knows who his player is when they're playing out. And they get the far post, headed towards goal, head over the bar. When he gets it, plays it into Callas, so it's completely open. And he's going to drive with it into the space. He's going to play it into Muslija. He's got space here. If he wants to play it into the central areas, he doesn't. He wants to go wide to Borges. Back into Muslija. Plays across to Ellison, who's free on the edge of the area. Plays to the Buzchaz, gets the touch out his feet, shoots. Keeper saves. So let's watch how they build them. So they're going to go to their centre-backs, I would assume here. They do. So if anybody goes... See, this is where I think we need to put the wing-backs up. Because, look, Calasso is just not sure whether to go and man-mark him or stay in the defensive line. And the wingers are dropping onto the wing-backs. So maybe what we do here is we do have to go for a bit of this. I know that's not the most ideal of scenarios, but I feel like that could be the best way to do it. Something like that, maybe. Calasso gets it on the right-hand side. Looks to cross to somebody. Goes far post. Pirides at the far post, headed away. It's a little spread, isn't it, in possession, though, when we do that. It's a little spread. Puz just gets it. Plays into Ellison. Ellison into Facundo. Facundo takes a touch, plays into Tresoldi. Tresoldi goes across to Calasso. Can make some runs in behind, please, lads. We need to. I've got a striker really doing it. Ellison's giving it away. Right. Okay. Not sure about that. Maybe we should go with just, like... Maybe we should do that, so that what happens there is that these two just pick up their two pivots. One of these two picks up the central number 10 for them, and the other one is just spare. Maybe we should be doing this. Yeah, I reckon that. Now I'm looking at it, I think that's the best scenario that we've got so far. Let's go with that. Honestly, the most annoying thing, right, doing this, the most annoying thing by far is when you made a tactical change. You've got to wait for a highlight or two to play out before the changes go through. And then they score before your changes kick in. So it's like, it's just undone all my work. It's annoying. Because obviously, if it was real life, I'd be able to communicate my changes potentially within a few seconds of speaking to a couple of players, right? You could do it really quick on the fly, but we've got to wait for it to kick in. And that is what's cost us in this game. It's cost us again. Half-time, 1.04 XG for us to their 0 point nonsense, whatever they've got. Annoyed, 1-0. Like, again, I feel like that we had a good solution to this. If we had have gone to this from the start, they wouldn't have scored, basically, and we would have had a very similar game to the previous two. They got a bit fortunate. But again, like, there aren't many teams that play this. There are some teams that play the 4, the 3, the 4, then the 2, then the 1, so the 2 10s and the striker. And that one we already know we go to the 2, we go to this, essentially. That's what we go to against that. I think despite the fact it's like a 1 and a 2 for them up front, I think we should go to this again. Because this has worked really well against them, out of possession anyway. Look at that. Their one shot from, like, I don't know, 100 yards out is the thing that's made a difference. So, there you are. There is a little highlight, though. There could be a chance for us to rescue a draw out of this. So, the centre-back's going to get it. Wingers need to come and be more aggressive on this. Fine. That's fine. They're slowly engaged. Don't let them play to a pivot player. That's the only thing I care about right now is just don't let them play through to the pivots so they got out through the pivots in the end. But it was the ball to the winger that actually got them out, or whoever that is out there. Varella's going to try and get through to this. Isn't going to get there. The highlight's going to continue. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in this highlight. It could be anything now, I guess. If he goes long, it's whoever gets the second ball. They've gone short again. Don't let them play to the pivots. Do not let them play to him. That's good. Can we win this? Good. Go on, Samu. Go on then. Away you go, son. Samu goes away. Plays it to the wing-back to Fredericks. He's whipping across. Plays it to Varela. To Muslija. Across the Sensi, shoots from distance. Oh, and he scores it. There it is. There's the equaliser. That is definitely deserved. What a finish from Sensi. 1-1. We deserve that. Let's watch that again. Yeah, to say we deserve that is a massive understatement. Samu gets it. Well done, Fredericks. Nice play. This is a great ball into Varela. Varela into Muslija. Muslija back into Sensi. Says, thank you very much. I'll have that, son. 1-1. There's an instant highlight straight away afterwards, which I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. We're about to find out together. It's probably going to be a chance for somebody, right? Stay on the pivots. Stay on the... No, get onto the pivots, lads. What are we doing? Like, that's how they get out. That's how they're going to get out. One of them's gone, by the way. He's playing as an AMC now in possession. The striker's got on it. There's the other one. No, there's the other one there. He's gone out, and they're going to get out. And it's took a deflection. It's going to be a goal. 2-1. Got in. Again, yet again, an undeserved win for the opposition. I'm okay with it because I can see, like, they can have their little victories now. They're not going to get them very much longer against us. As soon as we get another year of improvements into the team, we're going to be winning those games. Like, there's no way they would have beaten us over 90 minutes. If I would have had that tactic out minute 1, they would not have beaten us. And I probably should have put the fullbacks back to fullback after we scored the equaliser. And that goal doesn't happen. So, yeah, disappointing, but definitely positives to take from it, which seems stupid with those 3 results, but you could see it with me. There's potentially a lot of positives to take from those matches. The only downside to this is that if we were to somehow draw or lose that game, we have then got a pretty bad run of form, because don't forget, Bologna are top of the league, then you got Inter, and then you got these other games here. Like, that is going to be a tough run for us. So, yeah, off camera could be a bit of a interesting period here, but there we are. That is going to do it. Right, so the league table looks like this before we finish up. 13th in the league, we are 15 points. Only 4 points to the relegation zone, which is not great. I'm not sure I like that very much, because we feel like we've done really well. But there's only 2 teams that are like completely gone, and everybody else is getting loads of points against each other, right? So it's pretty competitive, that last relegation place, as is the last European place, though, right? Only 21 points there. So we are currently 4 points off relegation and only 6 points off of Europe. So we are properly in that. Whatever happens next will dictate our season, right? We are probably in that zone of like, whatever happens next is going to dictate our season. Like, once we get to 19 games played, we're going to be closer than we currently are to either the relegation zone or to Europe, right? We're going to be a lot closer to one or the other. And then we're going to sort of know what we're playing for. I don't think we're going to make too many big splashes in January. The finances currently like this. So it's actually quite positive for us here in terms of what they expect us to have for finances, which is good projections. The transfer debt that we have got so far has not been enough to really affect the finances in a negative way, which is good. And we'll have to see how things go going forward. But we are looking in a pretty good position when it comes to finances as well. And after those games, that puts us pretty low in terms of goals scored in the league. But then still one of the better defensive records still generally as well. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. What I might do is put in the pinned comments of this video the matchups that I do formation-wise at the moment to teams, because I think that I'm not saying you'd have to do it every game, by the way, and you don't have to do it in any game. But if you are a team that isn't maybe quite the top team, if you're playing in the Premier League with Brighton, for example, maybe you want to do something like this when you play against City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea away. Because when you play them away, and Arsenal, when you play those teams away and they have like the advantage of being at home and having the players that they have, maybe that'll get you the odd draw when you play against City, or maybe a win against City, or somebody like that, right? That it might be the difference between just accepting, that's a defeat because it's away to City, and being able to get a result. You don't have to do it necessarily against the other teams at the bottom of the league table. But maybe in those games you think that, do you know what, I'm going to give this a go, because you can see the success, right? You can see where we've gotten so close in those matches, and you saw a lot of the wins in the previous episode, right? We're so close in those matches, and the difference in players is quite big, don't forget, in those matches too. But there we are. We're competing. It's pretty good. We're doing a pretty good job, but hopefully results can be slightly better than that. I feel like we got done a little bit in those 2 matches, so is what it is. But that is going to do it. I'm really enjoying this series. It's really good fun to be able to do. It's so much fun to be able to make these videos and to do this tactical stuff with this team. We will definitely circle back to some De Zerbi analysis pretty soon. What I'll probably do is take a look at the wingers to try and make sure we've definitely got them coming out at least close to what we want. That's the next thing I'll have a proper close look at. Obviously, I've looked at everything, but I want to have a proper close look at that, the way that we've done with pivots and a little bit with fullbacks too. And we'll see how we're doing there. And also, I'll take a couple of games where they were supposed to be the big underdog, and we'll see how they press teams, how they set up against teams out of possession, and see exactly what they did. Maybe we'll look at Brighton versus City last year in the game near the end of the season where Brighton got officially confirmed into the Europa League. Maybe we'll look at some games this year too, and we'll see exactly what they're doing in their matches and go from there as well. But that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I'll see you, of course, next time.